What if the reason you feel so overlooked is because you never, ever make them wait? Imagine your yes being so cheap, so readily available, that no one even considers it costs you anything. Think about it. When was the last time you let a call go to voicemail without feeling a pang of guilt, or let a text sit for more than an hour? We live in this always-on culture, where being instantly available is seen as a virtue, a sign of being dependable and committed. But is it? Or is it a trap we've set for ourselves? This isn't just about being busy. This is about an invisible bargain you're making every single day. You're trading your most precious resource, your time, your energy, your focus for a fleeting sense of acceptance. You answer that late-night work email because you want to be seen as a team player. You say yes to that last-minute favor because you don't want to disappoint anyone. You're constantly available, hoping it makes you indispensable. But instead, it's making you invisible. Your constant availability isn't earning you respect. It's teaching people that your time has no value. It's an open invitation for them to take and take, because you've shown them there's an endless supply. The famous psychologist Carl Jung talked about the persona. Think of it as a mask we wear in public. For many of us, that mask is the super helpful, always reliable friend, colleague, or family member. It's a great mask. It gets you nods of approval, pats on the back, and makes people like you. But while your persona is out there collecting gold stars, your true self, the part of you with its own needs, dreams, and limits is backstage, starving. It's a part of you that's screaming for a break, for a moment of peace, for the freedom to say no, not right now. Every time you instantly reply, you reinforce this dynamic. You are, in effect, teaching people your price. And right now, you're giving yourself away for free. You've conditioned the world around you to expect an immediate response. So when you don't provide one, it's not seen as you setting a boundary. It's seen as you failing to meet their expectations you helped create. This creates a vicious cycle. You feel pressured to be available. Your availability devalues your time, which makes you feel overlooked. So you try even harder to be available to gain that validation. It's exhausting, isn't it? The first step to breaking this cycle isn't some grand gesture. It's simple, quiet awareness. Just start noticing. Notice the twitch of anxiety when your phone buzzes. Notice the automatic yes that forms on your lips before you've even processed the request. Notice how you interrupt your own deep work. You row in, rest your own family dinner, to attend to someone else's known urgent need. You don't have to change anything just yet. Just watch. Observe yourself, as if you were watching a character in a movie. Who is this character? Why do they feel this compulsive need to serve? This isn't about becoming selfish or unreliable. It's about recalibrating your value. It's about understanding that your unavailability is a crucial part of what makes your availability meaningful. Scarcity creates value. A diamond is precious because it's rare. Your focused, wholehearted yes becomes infinitely more powerful when it's not the default answer. When you start setting boundaries, you're not pushing people away. You're inviting them to engage with you on a deeper, more respectful level. You're teaching them that your time is a gift, not a given. This is a journey of re-educating not just others, but yourself. It's about unlearning the belief that your worth is tied to your accessibility. Your worth is inherent. It exists whether you answer a text in 5 seconds or 5 hours. This feeling of being compelled to say yes, it's not just a bad habit. It's often rooted in a much deeper, unacknowledged agreement we've made with ourselves and the world. A kind of shadow contract that keeps us in the role of the rescuer. So, let's start with that first step of awareness. In the comments, tell me one place, one situation, or one person where you feel absolutely compelled to say yes. Even when you want to scream no, let's bring this out into the light and make sure you stay for part 2. Because that's where we're going to expose the shadow contract that keeps you rescuing everyone but yourself. What if I told you that your kindness, your generosity, your selflessness is just fear in a very convincing costume? Think about it. Do you ever feel like you're constantly auditioning for a role in someone else's life? A role you didn't even consciously sign up for? This feeling is the echo of a silent, invisible pact you made a long time ago. The child inside you who learned to keep the peace, to be the helpful one, the easy one, is still running the show. still negotiating the terms of your adult life. This pact is what we call the shadow contract. It's an unconscious agreement buried deep within your psyche, and its core belief is this: if I am always useful, I will not be abandoned. It's the reason you're the first to volunteer, the last to ask for help. It's why you say yes when your entire being is screaming no. You've become a master of anticipating needs, solving problems, and smoothing things over, all in the service of maintaining this fragile sense of security. Carl Jung called this part of us the shadow, the aspects of ourselves we repress because we believe they ray when acceptably. For the overgiver, the shadow isn't some dark, menacing monster. It's the needy part, the tired part, the part that just wants to be taken care of for a change. Your relentless niceness is the mask you wear to hide this shadow from the world, and more importantly, from yourself. You've become so skilled at controlling how others see you as capable, as strong, as selfless that you've completely erased how you actually feel. Your own needs, your own desires, your own fatigue. They've all been sacrificed at the altar of usefulness. This isn't true connection. It's a transaction. You offer your utility in exchange for not being left alone. But here's the painful truth. When people love you for what you do for them, they don't actually love you. They love the convenience you provide. And the moment you stop being useful, the moment you can no longer fulfill your side of this unspoken bargain, the connection feels threatened. That fear of abandonment, the very thing you've been working so hard to avoid, comes roaring back. It's a self-perpetuating cycle of anxiety and exhaustion. The path to breaking free, what Jung called individuation, begins with a single, courageous act. You have to name the pact. You have to drag this shadow contract out from the murky depths of your unconscious and into the light of day. You have to acknowledge the fear that wrote it. This isn't about blaming your past self. It's about understanding her. That little kid was a brilliant strategist, doing whatever it took to survive emotionally. But you're not that helpless child anymore. You have a choice now. This is the pivotal moment where you choose honesty over approval, where you choose your authentic self over your performed self. It's terrifying, because for your entire life, approval has felt like oxygen. But true belonging doesn't require you to erase yourself. True belonging is being seen and loved for who you are, not just for what you can offer. It's about being loved for you, not for your asterisk. So, I want you to do something powerful. Take out a piece of paper. At the top, write down your shadow contract. Be brutally honest. What are the terms? If I always make everyone happy, they won't leave me. If I never show my weakness, I will be respected. If I solve everyone's problems, I will be indispensable. Write it out. See it in black and white. Now, below that, it's time to write its antidote. This is your new contract with yourself. My worth is inherent and not tied to my productivity. I am allowed to have needs and express them. It is safe for me to rest and receive. This is the first step in rewriting your own story, in reclaiming your own life. Write your shadow contract on paper, then write its antidote. In part 3, we'll turn this insight into action with strategic silence and clean boundaries. Ever feel like you're running on a hamster wheel? Constantly reacting, replying, and rushing just to keep up? You're available 24/7. Your phone buzzing, your inbox overflowing. You believe being responsive is being valuable. But what if I told you the opposite is true? What if the key to gaining more respect, more power, and more control over your life isn't to do more, but to do less? To be less available. This isn't about ghosting everyone and becoming a hermit. This is about strategic silence. It's about turning your presence from background noise into a powerful signal. Imagine this scenario. A non-urgent email lands in your inbox from a colleague. The old you would have dropped everything, typed out a reply in 2 minutes, and hit send, feeling productive. But what did that really accomplish? It trained that colleague to expect instant responses. It cemented your role as the always-on go-to person for everything, big or small. Now, imagine a different approach. You see the email. You assess its urgency, which is low, and you decide to wait. You decide to add a deliberate 24-hour delay. What happens in that time? The colleague might find the answer themselves. The issue might resolve on its own. Or When you do reply, your thoughtful, non-rushed response carries more weight. You've subtly shifted the dynamic. You've taught them that your time is a finite, valuable resource. This is withdrawal as a power move. This concept has deep roots in both ancient philosophy and modern psychology. The Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, practiced a form of emotional withdrawal. They understood that our peace of mind comes not from controlling external events, but from controlling our reactions to them. By not reacting instantly, by creating a space between a stimulus and our response, we reclaim our inner citadel. We stop being puppets pulled by the strings of others' demands. Instead of compulsive reaction, we choose intentional action. Similarly, the psychologist Carl Jung spoke of the personas, the social mask we wear. For many of us, that persona is the helpful one, the reliable one, the one who always says yes. Strategic silence allows us to step back from that persona and connect with our authentic self. It forces us to ask, am I doing this because I want to, or because it's what's expected of me? Let's get practical. How do you implement this without alienating everyone in your life? It starts with creating friction. Friction is the opposite of a smooth, automated, instant world. First, delay non-urgent replies. We just talked about the 24-hour rule for emails. Apply the same to text messages. You do not need to reply to a "Hey, what's up?" Text within seconds. Let it sit. The world will not end. The person on the other end will learn that you have a life beyond your screen. Your replies will become more meaningful when they finally arrive, because they are chosen, not reflexive. Second, speak in clear limits. When you do engage, be direct about your availability. Instead of a vague, "I'll get to it when I can," try, "I can look at this on Thursday afternoon." Instead of saying yes to a last-minute request that will stretch you thin, say, "My plate is full right now, but I can help you with this next week." If the deadline is flexible, this isn't rude. It's respectful. It respects your own time and energy, and it gives the other person a clear, honest answer they can work with. You're replacing the anxiety of ambiguity with the confidence of clarity. This simple shift trains people to approach you with more forethought and respect for your boundaries. The third and perhaps most powerful technique is to create sacred hours. These are protected blocks of time in your day where you are completely unreachable. No phone, no email, no notifications. This could be the first hour of your morning, your lunch break, or a few hours in the evening. This is your time for deep work, for hobbies, for family, or simply for being quiet and present with your own thoughts. Initially, this will feel uncomfortable. You'll experience digital FOMO, the fear of missing out. But soon, you'll realize you're not missing out. You're gaining. You're gaining focus, creativity, and a sense of calm that's impossible to find when you're constantly connected. When you re-emerge from your sacred hours, you do so recharged and with a clearer perspective. Your presence becomes an event, not a constant, low-level hum. By applying these three principles, delaying replies, speaking in clear limits, and creating sacred hours, you begin a profound transformation. Your responses become chosen instead of compulsive. People learn that your attention is a gift, not a given. The quality of your interactions improves, even as the quantity decreases. You stop rushing to prove your worth through immediate availability, and instead demonstrate your value through intentional presence. The respect you gain isn't just from others, it's from yourself. You start to honor your own energy and time as precious commodities. But be warned, when you start to change the rules of engagement, not everyone will be happy. Some people benefit from your lack of boundaries. They're used to your instant replies and your immediate compliance. When you start pulling back, you will face resistance. This backlash is a critical phase. It's the furnace where your old people-pleasing roles are burned away, and a stronger, more authentic version of you is forged. Are you ready to handle that heat? To truly master this, you need to understand the psychology behind that resistance and have a strategy to navigate it without caving in. We'll explore exactly how to prepare for and handle the backlash in the next part of this series. It's where the real test begins. If you're ready to stop being background noise and start being the signal, commit to this journey. Type "I'm in the comments below to join our 7-day boundary lab. Part 4 is coming, and it will arm you for the inevitable pushback. This is where you fortify your resolve and learn to stand firm as your old roles burn off. You've changed. Have you ever heard those words? Not as a compliment, but as an accusation. As if your growth, your evolution, is an inconvenience to someone else. Good. That's the sound of a role dying, and a person being born. Welcome to the furnace. This is the part of the journey nobody really wants to talk about. It's the messy, uncomfortable, and often painful period that comes right after you start drawing your lines in the sand. You've stopped being the 24/7's helpline, the always available friend, the go-to person for every single problem. You've started saying no. And now, the system you were a part of is starting to shake. This is where the backlash begins. It can be loud or it can be deafeningly quiet. The loud version sounds like guilt trips. I can't believe you won't help me after everything I've done for you. Or, you're being so selfish. The quieter version is the silence. The invitations that stop coming. The text messages that go unanswered. It's a test. They're testing the new boundary. They're pushing against the wall you've just built to see if it will crumble. They're waiting for you to go back to being the person they were comfortable with. The person who made their life easier, even if it made yours harder. This phase has a name in psychology, from the work of Jung. He called it the negredo, or the blackening. It's a stage of decomposition, of dissolving the old to make way for the new. It's the dark, chaotic, and confusing time before the dawn. It feels like you're losing everything, like you're being punished for finally choosing yourself. You'll grieve. You'll grieve the relationships you thought were solid. You'll grieve the person you used to be, even if that person was exhausted and Grief is a natural part of this process because you are letting go of a part of your identity, an old role you played for a very long time. It's crucial to understand what's happening here. The people who protest the loudest are often the ones who benefited most from your lack of boundaries. They loved your compliance. Not necessarily asterisk. You asterisk. They loved the function you served in their life. When the function is gone, their foundation feels unstable, and they react. It feels personal. It feels like a rejection of your very being, but it's often a reaction to a change in the system. They are mourning the loss of their convenience. But here's the most important part. You must hold the line. Hold it with steady eyes and a calm heart, even when it's pounding in your chest. Don't rush to explain. Don't over-up, and don't retreat back into your old patterns just to make the discomfort go away. The discomfort is the agent of change. It's the heat of the furnace, burning away what is no longer true. And through this fire, something incredible begins to happen. While some people protest and fade away, others will surprise you. The ones who truly love asterisk. You asterisk not the role you played, but the person you are. They will adjust. They might be confused at first. They might ask questions. But they will listen. They will respect your new boundaries. They will see you, the real you, emerging from the smoke. And they will lean in closer. These are the relationships that are forged in the furnace, tempered and strengthened by honesty and mutual respect. This is where you begin to earn a new kind of respect, not just from others, but from yourself. Every time you hold your line, you are sending a powerful message to your own subconscious. I am worthy of protection. My time is valuable. My energy is sacred. This isn't about becoming cold or uncaring. It's about becoming authentic. It's about trading the broad, shallow validation of people-pleasing for the deep, narrow, and powerful connection of genuine relationships. So when they say, "You've changed," you can smile. Because you have. You've stopped being a resource and started being a person. You've stopped being a reflection of what everyone else needed you to be and started becoming who you were always meant to be. This blackening, this negredo, is not the end. It is the dark, rich soil from which your true self will finally grow. Type. I hold my line if you're ready to let false bonds end. In the finale we build your new gravituare, a rarer. Yes becomes authority. Ever feel like you're running on a hamster wheel, saying yes to everything and everyone, but getting nowhere? You're busy, but not productive. You're liked, but not respected. What if I told you the secret to flipping that script isn't to do more, but to do a lot less? The secret is making your yes a sacred, rare, and powerful event. When your yes becomes sacred, rooms start waiting for you. You don't have to beg for respect. Your boundaries announce it for you. This isn't about being difficult or selfish. It's about clearing out the noise so you can hear your own voice. The great psychologist Carl Jung talked about the self, that deep, authentic core of who you are. When you start operating from that center, something magical happens. Think about it. Right now, your energy is probably scattered across a dozen obligations you don't even care about. You're people-pleasing your way into exhaustion. But when you start saying no to the things that drain you, you create a vacuum. And what fills that vacuum isn't emptiness. It's power. It's a new kind of gravity. Suddenly, the obligations that remain are the ones that truly matter. Your relationships become deeper, not wider. The few people and projects you give your yes to receive the full, undivided force of your attention and energy. They feel the weight of your commitment because it's no longer This is what it means to stop chasing and start setting the cadence. You are no longer reacting to the world's demands. You are composing your own life's rhythm. People notice this shift. They see someone who isn't desperate for approval. Someone whose time and energy are valuable commodities. This isn't about loud declarations or aggressive power plays. It's a quiet, unshakable confidence that radiates from within. It's psychological dominance through clarity and quiet. You become a source of stability in a chaotic world because you are anchored to your own center. The opportunities that come to you will be different, too. When you're saying yes to everything, you attract more of the same. More busy work, more distractions. But when you are selective, you signal to the universe what you truly value. The right projects, the right people, the right collaborations, they start finding you. They are drawn to your clarity. Your yes becomes an invitation to a space you've carefully curated. A space of focus and excellence. People will want to be in that space with you. They'll wait for your input because they know it's considered intentional and potent. Let's get practical. How do you start this journey? It begins with one small, intentional no. Maybe it's declining a meeting that could have been an email. Maybe it's turning down a social invitation you feel obligated to accept, but secretly dread. Each no is a brick you lay in the foundation of your new reality. It will feel uncomfortable at first. You might feel guilt. You might worry about letting people down, but that discomfort is the feeling of growth. It's the sound of your old, flimsy boundaries being replaced with solid walls of self-respect. The beauty of the sacred yes is that it benefits everyone. When you give your yes, it means something. The recipient knows they have your genuine enthusiasm and commitment. You're not just showing up, you're all in. This builds trust and respect far more effectively than 1,000 half-hearted, resentful agreements ever could. You stop being a resource to be exploited and become a partner to be valued. Your calm power becomes your new gravity, pulling in what's meant for you and repelling what isn't. So, the next time you're about to automatically say yes, pause. Take a breath. Ask yourself, does this align with my core? Does this energize me or drain me? Let your yes be a rare gift, not a cheap handout. Let it be sacred. If this series shifted something for you, I'd be so grateful if you'd subscribe and share it with that one friend you know who is a chronic over. And for yourself, take a moment right now. Comment with a single boundary you'll defend this weekend, then watch everything change. Thank you for watching.